What's up, Keep Pounding Nation? We're back today with another video. Keep pounding. Today we're talking about Greg Olsen. And before we do that, I'd like to see you guys hit that like button and sub button and hit that bell so you don't miss any new content. Alright, so let's get into it. Greg Olsen parts ways with the Panthers after 9 seasons. It really is a shame to see him go, and I have no idea where he's going to end up, but he did a lot for us in that 9 seasons. Helped us get to the Super Bowl. Um, and he was a man of character, you know? He was a leader. He was a captain. He was everything we needed on this team. Um, I think my favorite memory of his was the entire 2015 season where he somehow got wide open throughout the entire year. Still to this day, I still don't understand how he did it. But as many times as he did. But he propelled us to the Super Bowl, and he's a great guy. He really is. Um, I think with everything he's accomplished, he's made Charlotte a much better place. And I don't even know how to properly thank him for that. You know, it wasn't just on the field, it was in the community as well. And just the way he presented himself, the way he acted. I mean, it was just everything you want in a leader in the locker room. Everything. And I'll never forget the day that we traded for him from the Bears. I was doing cartwheels because he was my favorite tight end. And I've been watching him since he was with the Bears for at least a few years. And gosh, I was just so happy. That's what makes this tough, you know? Um, I'm wearing his jersey right now, the 88. But, and I wore it to a few games, as well as the Luke Kuechly one. So, I'm sorry I'm getting this video out a little late, but I had to get my facts straight and make sure that I got all the information I could. Plus, things have been a bit crazy lately, so I apologize for having this out a little late. Um, at the time I'm recording this video, they had actually released him a day earlier, so officially released him. So yeah, he had multiple 1,000 yard seasons. I mean, the guy was just a monster on the field. He's just a monster. It took two people to tackle him. He's about the size of Gronk. So it's just, how do you even bring that down? In his prime, you could double team him and he would still catch the ball. That's just how great Greg is. So, with that being said, there's a flip side to this coin. And I don't know if you guys want to view him as the Greg that we used to know or the Greg that we know now. That's your choice. But here's my thoughts on this matter. And this is why I'm kind of upset by this as well. You can think what you want, of course. If you want to keep him in a positive light, that's up to you. But by the same token, you can't not unlearn this information and this viewpoint. So, once you've heard it. So, Greg Olsen, in his tweet, said that he will always be a Carolina Panther. Okay, you're thinking, loyalty? Awesome. You're thinking, okay, why doesn't he just retire here? Why doesn't he just spend the rest of his contract here? He's still got 2 more years on his contract. Up until his release. And here comes the predictable tweet from Max saying that he still wants to play and he's not sure about his future. So, here comes the loyalty part into question. Are you really loyal to us, Greg? Because what you just did was a very, very selfish decision that helps no one but you. And this is the viewpoint that I have on this matter. Now, you may have a different viewpoint, but I would just want to lay out some facts in a timeline here of what he's done this year and how this release affects us in a negative way. Then you'll see my point. First, if you guys remember the interview he did where he was asked about whether we should try to win the last few games, whether we should tank, and he gave in. He gave in. You'll see it in a prior video that I posted. Greg versus CMC. Who should we listen to as far as leadership of this team? And naturally, you're going to choose CMC. He gave the better answers. He was the better leader. Go check out the video. It'll be in the list. But here's where it gets juicy. This is what's going to happen because of his release. Now, I don't know how much cap money we get back out of this. Or stand to lose. So that's number one issue. Number two, the fact that all our captains are now gone except for Cam Newton and Christian McCaffrey is very, very bad for us in this rebuild process. We need a cornerstone. And I was hoping that he would at least retire with us if he was going to. That would have solved the problem. But instead, Greg caused 4 problems because of this. Number one, the leadership. He showed that he's not on board with the rebuild. And he is not going to be our cornerstone in the rebuilding process. Number two, he could have retired here, and he didn't. That's loyalty. That's a loyalty issue. He's only looking out for himself. Number three, we have to eventually play against him if he lands with another team. That's a big problem. That's a massive problem. As good as he was, and as hard as he was to defend, that's a massive problem. And finally, number 4, Ian Thomas is not ready. I said it last year that I thought he was ready. I was wrong. He's not. He needs a little bit more development. If you saw the last 2 games where he was in and he wasn't really catching the ball real well, even though it was thrown right to him or right near him, you got to be able to catch those, Ian. Got to be able to catch those, dude, and make athletic plays. So I think he still needs a little bit of development, but I still fully support investing in him for our future at tight end. And I love the guy personally. I think he's first rate. He's a great guy. So that being said, you know, if you consider the words, "I will always be a Carolina Panther," yet he isn't sure which direction he wants to take, he's pulling a Thomas Davis here. Think about this, folks. He's pulling a Thomas Davis, and he's not doing it the right way. All of the things that are going to result from this choice are negative, except for cap money. And we don't even know if that's going to be a cap plus or a cap minus. Somebody will post that down below if that's what that situation is in the comments, because I'd like to know if you do know. But as far as the rest of it, totally negative for us going forward in the long term. It seems like a selfish choice. It seems like his loyalty should be questionable. You know, you know, I still think he should be in the Ring of Honor. I still think he should be given that Hall of Fame spot based on what he did before this year. I don't know what you guys think, but that's my opinions. It feels like he backstabbed us. After 9 loyal years and after what he's done, it feels like he backstabbed us. And that hurts. That hurts right here, man. Deep down, that hurts. Because I spent money on this jersey. Hard-earned money. And I know you guys have too, when you bought your jersey for him. But, it's all a matter of how you choose to look at this. You could choose to look at it as, oh, Greg Olsen is spotless record. He's great. He's done what he's supposed to do for us, and done everything the right way, and yada yada yada. But there's also that flip side that once you see these facts of what we're doing long term, you can't ignore that. At the same time. So you can't ignore that last comment of, "I will always be a Carolina Panther." You got to take that with a grain of salt if you choose to look at it that way. So, I may be wrong about all this. Maybe he is. Maybe he does have a spotless record. I don't know. I want your opinions down below. What do you think? If you disagree with me, that's cool. But, be respectful about it. After all, Greg did show a lot of class up until this point, so I expect everyone to show the same amount of class and respect to him as well. Even though, if you look at it from the perspective of him backstabbing us, then, yeah, you still want to show him respect for the years that he did show us respect and got all the stuff done for us that got us to the Super Bowl and helped us out in the community. So, Up until this last year, I have not had zero problems with him. So that's how it is. Leave your opinions down below. Let me know what you think. I'm I'm interested to know your opinions. And if you think I'm wrong, feel free to say so in a respectful way. I'm okay with that. If you choose to look at it optimistically, awesome. You know? But you know, it's a 50-50 coin here. I'm on the fence as far as what to look how to feel about this. But all our leaders are gone now, and it's going to be tough going forward. It's going to be really, really tough rebuilding without Greg. Alright, so that's all I got for you today. Please do leave a comment down below and keep pounding. Thank you guys for watching. And thank you for all the new likes and subs. Peace.